Hi Flosstube, it's Julie with Reflections Framing and Stitching. I am back for the Chart of the Day number 9 video. It is, what day is this? Wednesday, the 1st of April. And this is the second video I've done today, which should get us caught back up and on schedule. I don't have any new information to give you since this morning, so we're just going to jump right into the chart of the day, which is Liberty Hill Farm from Summer House Stitchworks. Very summer-like. Today it's like it was supposed to get to 75 or something like that, so put me in the mind of summer, and this chart makes me think summertime. So I decided to choose that one. She gives you really good instructions on how to finish it as a drum. So no excuses. If I can finish a drum, y'all can finish a drum. That's what I have to say about that. Fabric called for 32 count tin roof. My tin roof is kind of greenish. It works fine. Liberty Hill uses a sulky thread pack. And had I known I was going to do a video, I wouldn't have put it over this, but there's a yellow and another green. You can kind of see it right there, yellow, green. I would have put it on the other side if I'd known I was going to do this. But anyway, the colors would be fine on there. But if you're a neutral beige kind of person, this is 32 count French roast, and it would work on there if you're a beige kind of person. I, however, think it would look good on a blue. It has to be the right blue, because there's blue in it, so you want to make sure the blue is going to show, but there's also white. So you want to make sure the white's going to show up. The first blue that I've picked is called, I don't know exactly how you say it. That's something like Plein Air, P-L-E-I-N. And it is a very pale blue. It's a very pretty color. I haven't personally stitched on it yet, so I don't know if white shows up on it. But I'm hoping it would. And I think that would really be pretty. But I don't know. You might need to brighten that white up. The other choice I have is ice blue, and I think that would look good too. It's not as blue as this is showing, but it is a very pretty blue, and it's a little bit darker, so I know the white would show up. Remy's dragging her leash around. So I know all the colors would show up well on that one. So thinking about summertime and thinking about the farm, going back to my childhood, I keep doing that. I've talked about going out to the farm over the 4th of July. So my question of the day is, were you raised in the city? Were you raised in the country? Did you have experience with both? I was lucky enough to have the experience of both, growing up in the city but having family that lived in the country, and we would go and spend a week or two a couple of times a year. So I wouldn't call myself a country girl exactly, but I do like going to the country. I like the wide open spaces. It kind of refreshes my soul. and I mentioned a couple videos ago that I had an uncle that lived on a ranch and an uncle that lived on a farm, a dairy farm. My brother usually went to the ranch, and my younger sister went to the ranch because our cousin Lori and Melanie were about 6 days apart, I think. We had an uncle that was murdered, and it threw both Mom and my Aunt Edith off of their rhythm, and they both got pregnant at the same time. So Lori and Melanie were always very close growing up. And so Melanie would usually go out to the ranch. I went to the farm, except for one time I did go to the ranch. Can't remember why. I much preferred the farm, though. So we'd go, my older sister Robin and I would go out to the farm because there were cousins that were her age out there, and then I had a cousin named Becky who was either the same age or a year younger than I am. I can't remember now. So Robin and I would go out to the farm, and we'd ride horses, milk the cows, collect the eggs from the chickens, which could be a dangerous job if you weren't careful, because those chickens can peck you, and they can peck you really fast. And we did fun things like in the sand hills, the wind blows, and the ground is predominantly sand, hence the name Sand Hills. And so it can blow out the side of a hill, and they call that a blowout. We would go walk into the blowout and go up to the top and then jump off the edge down into the sand below. And it was pretty high up there. I think I probably, if I happened to go out to that blowout now, I think I'd look down there and probably panic just a little bit. I would not jump now. No. But back then I was too stupid to know any better, so we'd jump off the blowout for half hour or so, and then go back home and have lunch or go play in the creek. I remember one specific time we were hiking to the blowout, and I didn't wear shoes. And they also had these lovely things called sandburrs in the sand hills. And I happened to walk in a patch of them and ended up with 2 feet full of sandburrs. And I wouldn't let my cousins or my sister pull them out of my feet, so they finally just left me there crying, and they went off and had fun on the blowout, and then they came back and they snuck up behind me. And one of them grabbed me, and the others started pulling them out of my feet. Otherwise, I'd probably still be sitting there. But that was always fun. I always look forward to doing that. Not the sandburr part, but the jumping off the blowout part. I always looked forward to that. And the other time that really stands out in my memory was the day I was supposed to go to the one-room schoolhouse with my cousin, and then Mom and Dad were going to pick us up from there. For some reason, I was out by the creek, and it was time to go to school. And I had to cut through the cow pen to get to where the car was waiting for me. And there were cows in the cow pen at the time. And they started chasing me, and I started running, and I slipped and fell in a cow patty. So I had to quickly change clothes. My aunt put mine in a garbage bag and sent it off to school with me. But that kind of, you fall in a cow patty and you kind of remember that for the rest of your life. I think I avoided the cow pens after that. So, anyway, city or country, or both. That's it for today. I am hungry, so I'm going to head home, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good evening. Get lots of stitching done. And take care.